guys, it's Aji here. So for today's video, I did this kind of like soft, sweet, and natural looking graduation makeup. Whether this is for your pictorial or for your face-to-face graduation para sa mga iba na nagpa-face-to-face na, I think this is a very good makeup look if you want something na hindi masyadong putok. Something that just looks natural but still looks like nag-ayos ka. So yeah, I think about a year ago or so, I made a graduation makeup or like full glam that you can use for your graduation, and that's kind of like the exact opposite for this look. That's a little more glam. That's a lot more glam, and you know, matte lipstick, full lips, and in comparison, this one is just wispy lashes, soft and simple eye look, and then gradient glossy lips. So yeah, nag-ayos na rin ako para kahit paano mukha akong graduate. Yeah, I know some of you guys have been asking for this. So if you want to know how I achieved this soft and sweet graduation makeup look, then just keep watching. So I already did my skincare off cam, so now I'm just applying some moisturizing primer. And nakalimutan ko sabihin, but for this case, you don't want to use sunscreen kahit na nasa arawan ka because it's going to mess how your makeup looks when you add flash photography. Anyway, next I'm going to do my brows, and for that I'm going to use this Vice Cosmetics X Anclots pomade brush. And in general, what I like to do is outline the bottom part of my eyebrows, and then gagawin ko naman yun sa taas. Generally, find a shape that I want. And then after that, I fill it up starting from the tail, going to the front. Every now and then, I use a spoolie or my fingers to rub the front part of my brows para hindi siya mukhang masyadong harsh. And then, yeah, I'm going to do the same on my other brow off cam. Since soft glam to, this part is very optional, but I personally like my brows to look very clean, so I'm just taking a little bit of concealer na malapit sa foundation shade ko, and then whatever's left, I apply on the top of my brows. Okay, so before we move to the rest of the face, I forgot to say, but if you're going to do your own graduation makeup and you're planning to use contacts, I do suggest that you go for something like this, something with a wide, medyo malaki yung butas nung sa mismong mata, something that looks natural, mag-a-add pa rin ng pop, yung something that's very subtle lang. Kind of like this, as you can see, medyo may pagka-greenish siya, pero hindi siya yung sobrang putok. I would suggest avoiding a very stark gray contact lenses, yung mga light gray, especially once na sobrang liit ng pupil hole, because that can make you look very, very intimidating. And we want your graduation photos to look timeless, you know, na parang kapag tinignan ng mga anak nyo, ay, ganda rin mommy, gano'n. So, yeah. Ilang beses ka lang naman graduate sa buhay mo, so I'm just going to go all in and do a full coverage matte foundation. I'm mixing two foundations kasi wala na akong exact match since I got a little bit tan. Anyway, I'm just applying that on sections of my face and then blending it out. Mas maganda na section-section niyo siya gawin kasi baka matuyo yung foundation and maging patchy siya if dinot niyo siya all over the face before blending it out. But anyway, I'm going to do that and make sure to tap in and blend it in with the sponge before going to the next step. I'm just going to apply a minimal amount of concealer with just a few dots under my eyes and then just blending it out with a blending sponge. Matte din yung ginagamit kong concealer, but ultimately, again, the coverage and finish is up to you. Since graduation ceremonies last pretty long, we want your makeup to stay, a lot of the pigment to stay, so we're going to use cream products, and I'm starting that off with a cream contour. This one is pretty deep, it's local, mahanap niyo sa kahit anong department store, so I'm just applying that where shadow needs to be present. For this step, I do recommend that you look for something that's gray or cool toned rather than orange. Kasi if you use a cream bronzer instead of contour, it might make you look too orange when mixed with the bright lights. And it may make you look more tan than you actually are. Again, we're also going to add cream blush, and I'm going to use the Chuchu Beauty for this one. And I'm going to warm it up on the back of my hand para dyan ko na kunin yung pigment rather than applying it straight on kasi ayokong magalaw yung foundation. But anyway, I'm going to take a flat top brush and stippling that all over my cheeks. And since I want this to be a sweet look, I'm also going to drag that down to the apples of my cheeks. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And of course, hindi mawawala na ilalagay ko rin siya sa tip of my nose. Yan naman na ginawa ko para hindi ma-disturb yung contour na ilalagay natin. So I'm just going to make 2 straight lines down the side of my nose and putting a little bit more on the side para ma-emphasize na merong bridge. And also, don't be afraid to go a little bit harsher on your contour kasi nga may mga bright lights when you have your pictorial or your graduation ceremony. Ayaw mong magmukhang flat yung face mo. To set all of that cream, I'm not going to bake, but instead, I'm going to press some powder on my under eyes fully. Lalo na yung mga areas na madaling maging oily. So that's my forehead, my chin, my under eyes para hindi mag-crease yung concealer. Mostly yung center ng face, but other than that, yung outline, I can just lightly set with the same powder. So this eyeshadow look is fairly easy. I'm going to take a light brown and dust that all over my eyes as a base shade. I'm also going to add that on my under eye. For the next color, I'm going to add pink, and although this looks very dark on the pan, mas light lang siya, and I'm also going to use a light hand when applying that basically under my crease, and also I'm going to add that again on my under eye as a second layer. To add some life back to the eyes, I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer all over the lids. And after that, I'm going to take another more glittery shimmer and applying that on the center of my lids and dragging it up para makita pa rin yung glitter kahit na sobrang mulat ng mata ko. And then, to add some dimension, I'm going to take this dark brown from the Mealea palette and I'm going to add that on the outer V of my eye as well as the outer corner of my lower lash line. As the last step for eyeshadow, I'm going to add some golden shimmer on my eye pad just so I can brighten the entire eye look, and I'm going to use a shimmer with gold flexes. For eyeliner, sa mga beginners na hindi marunong, you can just use a brown pencil eyeliner and drag that on your eye just to define the line. And ganito magiging itsura. But I want to be extra, so I'm going to add a wing using a liquid eyeliner. And I'm going to do that by extending out a wing and then connecting it to my upper lids. And then as per usual, I'm going to curl my lashes to prep it for mascara. And for mascara, I do recommend that you use waterproof mascara. Depende na lang kung iyakan kayo o hindi. But since it is a graduation ceremony, mas maganda ng safe. So I'm taking this peachy toned She Loves pencil gel liner and adding it to my waterline, especially adding it on the outer part of my eye just to make it look more open. And then I'm going to add some lashes. These are very wispy and kind of short. So yeah, I do recommend na ganito yung style ng lashes na kunin nyo para hindi masyadong putok at covered yung mata. And yeah, after applied, this is what it looks like. Kita nyo naman yung difference between both eyes. So I'm going to do the same on the other eye and be right back. So now moving on to the rest of the face, I'm going to use this contour palette para talagang affordable. And first, I'm going to take some blush and applying it to where we added the cream blush para mas lalong ma-intensify yung color. And then next, I'm going to add this bronzer shade. Honestly, this is a little bit more cool toned, but I don't want to look too bronzed, so I'm just going to add it very lightly on the perimeters of the face. So now for the actual contour, I'm going to take it on a smaller, more defined brush and adding it on the hollows of my cheeks and also on the perimeters of the face, especially under the jaw para matanggal yung double chin. Again, don't be afraid to go a little bit harsher on the contour since maraming ang bright lights. So yeah. Ang daming layer ng powder yung nilagay natin sa mukha, so of course we have to set all of that. I'm going to give you an advice, don't be afraid to douse your face like what I'm doing here. As long as you let it dry properly, it's going to be fine. And most of all, it's going to make your makeup have a more skin-like and natural finish, which is what you want for face-to-face graduation. After that has dried, as you can see, ito yung magiging finish niya. Very skin-like talaga. But I don't want to see texture. So I'm going to add a little bit of translucent powder and just very lightly tap it on the areas that I want texture to be gone. So kita nyo yung difference niyan. Medyo nawala yung shine. Medyo mas natago niya yung pores. So yeah. Kung napansin nyo yung nose tsaka yung cheekbones hindi natin na-set, and that's because we're going to need the stickiness and the skin-like finish to be able to have the highlighter stick on it. So I'm just going to add it on my cheekbones, my brow bones, my nose, and on my upper lip. Areas na naturally nakataas talaga. So for lips, I'm going to present you guys with two options. The first is the stagenius one. It's a very brown-based lip gloss with lots of flexes. So if you want your look to look more natural, this is your lippy. But if you want your overall look to be more soft and feminine, I do suggest going for a glossy gradient lip. So here, I'm just going on the outer rim of my lips with a clear lip gloss and adding some pinkish lip gloss to the center. I'm just going to lightly mix those together so the gradient remains, and that's the lippy for this look. I'm just going to remove my piercings, fix my hair, put on some outfit, and I'll be right back. So that's it for this makeup look. I'm not gonna lie, this is quite easy for me at least. Hindi na ako masyadong sanay na mag-glam, but ito siya. Ito na yung look. As in, super simple niya. Hindi ako naglagay ng usual na lower lashes ko because I wanted this look to be very friendly for those na nagsisimula pa lang mag-makeup or naglalaro pa lang mag-makeup. So, if you're doing your own makeup for graduation's day, good luck. And if you're following this look, I hope you like it. So, ayun. As in, super nice. Just like, flushed lang siya. Again, everything will be linked down in the description down below. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a like. And if you like me, make sure to follow me on all of my social medias. And if you want to keep seeing content like this, then consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. So congrats to the batch 2022. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!